Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And we are excited that you're here tonight because we have a lot to geek out about tonight.
We do.
This includes a new Star Wars Visions trailer. Drawn to Life. Also saw a trailer for that. Home Sweet Home Alone. Very, very cool.
Yes.
EPCOT Space 220. Harmonious. Raindrops Are Falling on My Head. Wait.
From where?
From here.
Oh?
And The Magic Is Calling You from Walt Disney World. We have a...
it's calling you. Will you answer?
It's calling you. I wonder, it'd be really funny if somebody's phone went off the first time. Like, they're playing it. But anyway, we're excited that you're here. Let us know where you're watching from and what you're most looking forward to talking about tonight. Before we get into all of that, though, I will take a moment to remind you that if you're going on a Disney trip anytime soon or later, make sure to book that trip through Mouseways Travels. Our good friend Matthew will take care of focusing on the details so that you can focus on the magic. You won't have to pay an extra cent to do his, or to use his services. That's what it is. And you'll be benefiting DAPs, and that's a good thing as well. Anyway, book through Mouseways Travel. You can do that through the travel button on dapsmagic.com. Or you can go to dapsmagic.com/travel now.
Ooh,
we have a form there and everything.
That is fancy.
Yes, we're moving up in the world.
Look at this man.
You never know. All right, let's get right into what we're geeking out about this week.
Let's go.
Yeah. Star Wars Visions. We got to see the first trailer. Was that this morning? It seems like so long ago.
Was it? It was this morning.
It was this morning. So this is the first series, anthology series, I believe is what they're calling it, of Star Wars stories that came from Japanese anime. What are they called?
Anime.
Yeah, but they're studios.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they're studios.
I was like, it's anime.
So I think it's cool because they were originally made and cast Japanese.
Yes.
But then you look at the English cast, and that's pretty cool too.
It is stacked.
Yeah, with not just Star Wars people though.
No, it's a lot of just big celebrity names.
You could almost say it's legendary, or should I say legend?
Wait for it.
Dairy. Yes, that is right. Neil Patrick Harris is in one of the shorts. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But there's so many well-known actors.
Yeah.
In this that really blew my mind. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in there, Lucy Liu. Like, you literally look at this and there's names all over the place that I could go through all of them, but I'm not going to. David Harbour jumps out at me, especially after just seeing Black Widow. Yeah. What did you think of the trailer for this, though?
It's killer. It's I think all the really cool parts of Star Wars. I think putting it into the
Force theme,
the Force theme, but also putting it into the medium that is anime. I think Star Wars just fits so well. I think it's a great storytelling mode for these stories, and I'm super excited to see this. Yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah, I went from like, awesome. Oh, this will be cool to like, oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
2, you can already see just from the little glimpses that we've gotten so far, the level of storytelling has been elevated for that medium, like the short, because they're not super long, are they?
Not to my understanding.
Yeah, and so I'm really curious to see what these stories are and what we get out of them, and I'm also curious to watch them. I haven't decided if I'm going to do English first or Japanese first, or Japanese first and then English, because I do think there's something to be said. I think Japanese first.
That's what I was going to say. Subs, not dubs. As much as the dub is going to be wonderful and it has a very talented voice cast, I think do subs first. Watch it in Japanese.
Unless it's like 2 a.m.
first. No, still watch it in Japanese. Why would you not watch it in Japanese?
I don't know. I'm just coming up with reasons not to. So we have the names of them are The Duel.
Yes.
Sounds cool. Tatooine Rhapsody, which intrigues me, and I don't know what I think, but I'm sure it will end up being, well, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being the most beautiful
one
of them all. The Twins, The Village Bride, The Ninth Jedi, also very intriguing. 2B1, I feel like that has to be, maybe it's TOB1 actually, now that I'm looking at that closer. Then The Elder, which I think is going to be very steeped in lore that will be amazing. Lop and Ocho, I think is what it is. Akakin, or is that an R? Akiri?
I cannot see that far.
Akakiri. I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me if I'm right or wrong. I am
seeing just blurs, and Mr. Dapp is over here reading.
You're welcome. But yeah, I'm very intrigued by most of these. Like some of them, like, oh, that'll be cool. But a couple of them, like Ninth Jedi, really jumps out at me. The Jedi or the Elder really jumps out at me.
You know what I'm most excited for? What was the one thing I commented on in the trailer while we were watching it? Now that's pod racing.
Oh yes. Which I'm assuming is part of Tatooine.
That's my
Rhapsody.
guess. Yeah. But of course, I had to say, now that's pod racing. You didn't think I was just not going to say that. So yeah, I'm very excited that pod racing, one of the most pointless things from the prequels, lives on. I love pod racing.
And it's in Star Tours too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know,
like,
because
that's the one reason for you to go on Star Tours.
Every time we go on Star Tours, I feel like we get the pod racing scene, and every time you're like, this is your fault. It is your fault we get the pod racing scene.
Well, there's so many other scenes that are amazing too.
And we get pod racing.
Yeah.
Now that is pod racing.
That is, well, it's not even pod racing because we're on a star speeder and we're not in a pod. So
that's Star Tours racing.
That just doesn't flow the same way. Yeah. Oh, well, that is okay. Anyway, I am super stoked to see this. I loved how they ended the Bad Batch, and not that they're connected in any way, but I do think Star Wars is just, exceeding and excelling right now. Yeah. You've got Mandalorian, you've got Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett coming, which is just like 4 months away.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
It is, yeah.
September, October, November, December.
That's math.
Yeah, that's coming up. There's just so much really awesome things that are in the works for Star Wars and happening. Fan. Yes, it is very good. It's good to be a Star Trek fan right now too, but we don't usually talk about those things here.
A Star Wars shirt and everything. This shirt has Ahsoka Tano on it.
I did not get the memo.
Yeah, see, Ahsoka's down here, BB-8's over here, Admiral Akbar's right here. My niece got me this shirt for my birthday.
Very sweet. Yes. Let's move on over to Walt Disney World.
Okay.
Today we learned that Drawn to Life will finally be opening in November at Disney Springs. And this, I feel bad for it because it was literally just days from opening and everything closed down. So everything's been on hold for 18 months.
It had some soft previews.
I think there were some previews.
Yeah. I will say, before we even get into anything else, every single time I see the name, I'm always like, why are we talking about DCA 1.0? Because every time I read it as Drawn to the Magic.
Oh, okay. I was like, where are you going with?
Single time. Or it's just my brain does this weird word association where Drawn to Life is also Drawn to the Magic. Like, it's the same thing.
Okay.
But the show looks really great. I have honestly never seen a Cirque du Soleil show.
They're amazing.
Well, I've never been to Vegas to be to Vegas. Because wasn't really going to Vegas in the last 2 years.
No, that's not gonna work.
And didn't go to Vegas for my 21st. So never seen a Cirque du Soleil show. I think that this looks incredible though.
Okay, that was my next question is, since you haven't been and experienced a Cirque du Soleil show, like, does this intrigue you, or does it look like, to me, this is not as far out there as some Cirque du Soleil shows, because sometimes they're like Ka, the story of twins.
But you
and
saw
you're like,
the Beatles one, right?
Yeah, I've seen a few of them.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy Robbie used to go and see them. Beatles Love is my favorite.
Yeah, obviously.
But Ka, the story of twins was very funny too. But no, they are ridiculously talented. They still tell stories in unique ways. Cirque du Soleil does, and I feel like Disney has its own storytelling power as well. And you combine the two of them, I think it could be something that this isn't the end, but the beginning.
Oh, definitely.
Where it's like, if this works and people connect with it, I could see this being something that's expanded upon, and you could go on tours, and like there's so many things that could happen with it.
And I think this will be something that families and audiences connect with, just because it is kind of an entry-level show from what we have seen in the trailers.
It's Cirque du Soleil celebrates Disney.
It's not abstract. Like it's,
which is kind of the Beatles thing too. Like there's a little bit of that thing going on, but you still like, oh, I get it. I know that song, or you know, whatever it is. There's enough that you can connect to that even if it is a little bit out there, it's fine. I hope we get to see this at some point. Like I think that would be very cool, and I hope it does very well so that we can see it, because it will not be open in time for the beginning of the 50th. That's okay though. I believe Murray's going to try to get there. Okay.
Anything I'm excited. Else? No, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. The trailer is nice and short and sweet. We have it up on the site. You should watch it.
Another thing that I don't have a ton to say about, but I do think we need to acknowledge it because it might need to be a live stream at some point or a watch along, is Home Sweet Home Alone is coming to Disney Plus for the holidays. So if you hadn't seen enough Home Alone with the first 3-4 movies, how many are there?
There's how many?
I know there was 2 with Macaulay Culkin, and then there was the other kid that did it as well.
How many kids did they leave alone?
You know, this happens. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Home Alone, the holiday something. So that's 5. Aren't you impressed? Yeah, that's a lot of Home Alone. So this one's going to be fantastic. So what happens in this one is this kid named Max Mercer, shockingly, he's mischievous and resourceful, gets left at home when his parents go to, or his family goes to Japan. And then these other 2 people have this like heirloom or something they're going after that turns out it's at the Mercer family home. So they want to steal it from him, it sounds like.
Wow.
But they're married.
Okay.
Instead of being 2 goons, it's a married couple. And it's I'm very curious to see how this plays out. So Ellie Kemper is in it, and Rob Delaney. I think those are the married couple, if I'm correct. And it could be funny.
I think it's going to be interesting for sure.
I think the thing that makes me the most hopeful is John Hughes, who made the original, is involved with this at some level. I just don't know how much, because I feel like he has good instinct.
Okay.
But it could become like the new 20th century / Disney Plus Land Before Time, where you just keep adding more and more, except this is live action instead of cartoon. I don't even know how many Land Before Times there are now.
I don't know.
There's a lot.
Also, Clocky, you are right. Family.
Yeah.
It's a Fast and the Furious reference.
I figured.
Wow.
I know that because there's been controversy about it.
You knew a pop culture thing.
Yeah, because Dwayne Johnson's not going back.
Oh, he's not part of the family.
No, he's left the family. He has a new family. It's the Disney family. I wonder if he's going to sing "Welcome to Our Family Time."
He's got a new family. It's called the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting. I'm curious to see it. I think it'll be cute. Like, what was the Christmas one that came out? Was it Noel something?
Oh, it was just Noel.
Noel. I feel like it's going to be that level of cute and make you feel warm and fuzzy for the holidays, things like that. But who knows?
Who's to say?
Are you excited to watch this and do a live stream?
Sure. I don't know when we're gonna
watch along.
I don't know when we're gonna do live streams.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We will figure it out. And I know why you brought that up, because in what, 8 days?
8 days.
8 days. Magic Keys go on sale.
I'm not stressed about it.
It'll be fine.
I just had to put a date dot on something at work, and I was like, oh, what's a week from tomorrow? And then I was like, 8/25. Oh no. Like I had this moment in my brain.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that's coming, it is Epcot's restaurant called Space 220. And when you go to 220, I actually love this. You go into this, like, I think they called it a space elevator, which I was like, I feel like you could come up with
Nope,
a more
space
exciting
elevator.
name, even though it technically is a space elevator that reminds me very much of like Mission to Mars or Rocket to the Moon.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it goes up and then there's a portal in the middle of the elevator that you look down and you see like the shaft that's lifting you up.
I love
And
it.
I actually think this looks like, I kind of went like, oh, it's kind of like a lot of these space themed restaurants that they have on like the Disney Wish coming and the Halcyon. And I was like, whatever. And then I saw the pictures and the videos and I was like, I kind of want to go there now. Like it kind of reminds me as a kid watching Space Camp and wanting to go to space. And I was like, well, that's a good way to go to space. And it's not right in front of your face like Mission Space. So you won't have the same issue with like feeling like you're trapped at the same level.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. Like I'm really intrigued. And
I didn't know what to expect from Space 220 at all.
Mm-mm.
And then when these like pictures and videos came out, I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Well, and the other interesting thing is, if I remember the concept art that they showed at D23 Expo a couple years ago when they announced it, what came to be looks very close to what they showed us. And you never know if that's actually going to happen. And then you look at the experience you get on like Rise of the Resistance and you're like, this is totally doable.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm very curious. I'm also very curious what you eat in space.
I know, that's been my big question, right?
Yeah. And I hope they have a storyline that tells you why you have gravity.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to have to be explained at some level. Maybe it's explained to you on the space elevator.
Yeah. By Patrick Warburton.
By Patrick Warburton. Oh, I'd
that would
love
be
that.
so cool. Wouldn't he be the greatest?
Welcome to space.
Welcome to Space 220.
That'd be fun.
We are rising to an altitude of 220 miles.
Neither of us do a good Patrick Warburton.
The Earth.
That's not going to stop us from trying.
Yep. Everybody should try. Send us videos of you doing your best Patrick Warburton, and we will put them on the show next week if we get enough of them. If it's only one, we won't single you out.
Unless you want us to.
No, we'll be kind. We'll be very kind. Speaking of being kind.
What is being kind, Mr. Daps?
I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Okay. Well, then we won't be kind yet. I was gonna show you what I did with my ukulele, but now we're gonna go to Harmonious instead.
Are you my friend?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I would like to hear about your kindness.
So Harmonious.
Okay.
Is a bunch of people coming together from around the world. Actually, I love this because they showed this video of them recording the soundtrack for it. And they literally have people from around the globe recording different pieces of the music that's going to show up in Harmonious on October 1st in EPCOT. And it was the first time where I kind of got this hint of like, this could be something special.
Mm-hmm.
And while you can never replace Illuminations,
ever,
this might be a good successor.
Yeah.
Like it suddenly had that moment of like, oh, there's something really special here that's a step further than most things that you get to hear and experience. And we don't really know like the whole everything to it yet, but we got little glimpses of what we're going to see. And I was like, oh, this feels very EPCOT.
Yeah. It feels like the natural predecessor or the
successor.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
We're going to take you back in time.
We're going to take you,
and show you a show that's coming after, before.
Anywho, it feels like the natural successor to Illuminations, but you include a little bit of Disney IP. But I like
I think there's going to be a lot of Disney IP, but yes. And it works though.
There would never be another show like Illuminations right now. Like a completely non-IP show. Well,
and honestly, the question, like as much as I love that kind of thing, I think it's a very legitimate question to ask, should there be?
Yeah.
Because I think if
it makes sense,
yeah,
do it, because it's going to draw in those families.
To use IP, you mean?
Yeah, to use
IP.
IP.
I totally think, because I think of how many of our friends with Illuminations were like, it's okay.
Because there was no Mickey Mouse or princess.
Yeah, and if you stylize it in a way that really does give that global coming together feel, and it pulls in with the stylized whatever song you want to pick, Dig a Little Deeper is the one popping into my head. Like like if you can pull that Hakuna Matata. Did we hear that one?
All I remember is Remember Me, Dig a Little Deeper.
Yeah, but there was quite a few of them that you
Yeah.
hear throughout the video, and I love that it was done in appropriate to the region styles. And I think that's going to be very intriguing, and I'll be curious to see if like they do stuff with some of the World Showcase pavilion lights and stuff like they did with Illuminations. And I know they're using the torches, which was very gracious of Zach Ridley to tell us about, and thank you, Zach. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see how this comes. And after seeing that video, I went from like, oh, this is gonna be pretty, to like, oh, I kind of like it. Like,
yeah, I'm very excited about Harmonious.
It is gonna be great. And if all goes well, we'll see it opening night. Maybe we'll even live stream it opening night. You never know. Stay tuned.
For our
we will
internet
see.
connection.
Yeah, it'll be terrible. There's not a chance. We'll see. We will record it though, and we'll get it up as quickly as we possibly can.
Pray for internet connection in the hotel.
Now is the moment you've maybe not all been waiting for.
You've
actually,
been biting your nails. Waiting.
We know
for.
Steven's looking forward to this at least.
I'm looking forward to it.
So was it the Christmas episode 2 years ago?
Was it?
Or was it last year?
No, it wasn't last year.
Anyway, I bought a ukulele for one of our Christmas episodes, and I play it around. It's fun. It's good, but there's not a ton of places to play said ukulele. And I did go up to a town in Northern California and play in a ukulele club one Sunday with 75 of my completely unknown friends and one friend that I did know.
But it's right by the beach.
But it is right by the beach. I might even be persuaded to post a video of this ukulele.
You
club.
should.
That might happen. We'll see. But anyway, we have been trying to come up with more ideas for segments for Geeks Corner, and we don't have a name for this segment yet.
Maybe you could help us name it.
You could help us name it if you get an idea. But what basically the segment is I have a ukulele and I also like to whistle. So I am whistling a song and accompanying myself on the ukulele. And I will tell you, be gracious with this recording because it's just one take. Like I put a microphone 4 feet in front of me, hit record on the camera, sit down and play it. And so the mix isn't exactly what I would hope it would be.
Yeah.
But I didn't really want to have microphones and all that stuff and really go all out on this. So I didn't. And I just did it very simply. It is 2 years ago, Bailey sang.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I think it was after we went up to Northern California.
Yeah, I think so too.
2019.
That is right. So for this first unnamed segment that involves whistling and a ukulele, maybe that's the name of the segment, whistling and a ukulele.
Hey, not half bad. They basically name themselves these days.
Not half good either. But the wind, the ukulele U-turn. Ooh, this is getting good. Keep it going, guys. But for the first song, I decided to do one of my favorite old classics, and that is Raindrops Are Falling on My Head. Mm-hmm. They weren't falling on my head in the studio, but we are going to play this for you, and either you will enjoy it or you'll hate it. Either is fine, because I like doing it either way. But here is Raindrops Are Falling on My Head. And there you go.
I went to say something and
Too bad it can't be the daily ukulele. You want to drink your water? We got the wistful uke there as well. In space, no one can hear you. Oh, it moved. Uke. Is this the end? No, it's just DAPs and a ukulele.
Wow.
Yeah, so we will do more of those if people like them. Leave us comments after the show so that they stay around, because these disappear in the comments that are below the video, and then we can know if people really want these. And also if you have song suggestions.
This feels like when the Dapper Dans want song suggestions and I can't think of anything.
And they say no. Because there's no new tunes at this old piano.
No new tunes.
Yeah.
Aww,
that is
the Dapper Dans.
That is a good one. Yes, I hope they come back soon.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let us know if you'd like more ukulele and whistling, and a name for that as well, and also for song ideas.
Yeah.
Finally, for this week, The Magic is Calling You is the name of the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary anthem. And we've heard pieces of it, and we've gotten to see a little bit of the making of it. But what do you think of this? Because you're going to hear it everywhere. You're going to hear it during the Beacon of Magic thing. Is that Beacons of Light? Beacons of Magic. Beacons of Magic, which is all of the icons at Walt Disney World when they light up each night. Yes. Almost each night. It sounds like there's a caveat there in the way I've seen them promote it, but you're going to hear it there. You're going to hear it from the Philharmonic Orchestra at Magic Kingdom. You're going to hear the Dapper Dan, speaking of, sing it. You're going to hear the Voices of Liberty sing it. The drummers in Disney's Animal Kingdom will also be performing it somehow, which I'm very curious about. And then I don't think I could find anywhere that Hollywood Studios, other than that Beacon of Magic, is performing this. But they also don't really have a lot of live music there that I can think of. What did you think of it?
I think it's fun. I think that it was very Disney. Like, I mean, you would hope that something like that is very Disney. But yeah, I kind of watched that back to back with the Harmonious clip.
I am curious if there'll be integration of that into Harmonious somewhere.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But it was just nice to see, like, my overall feelings of it was just nice to see performers getting to do things, because it was pretty apparent that a lot of these things were filmed or recorded during COVID. And it was just nice being able to see performers and musicians all be able to work in some capacity and like do their thing. So.
Well, and you could see the thankfulness in the video that was released for this too, of just getting, I think it was a Harmonious video, how thankful they were to get to create and to perform again. And that was super cool. I love the idea of uniting all of Walt Disney World's different parks
100%.
And entertainers through a single song that's getting used everywhere. And I don't know that I've seen that used to that level before, which I think is really cool. And I think it's going to be a challenge that will be fun for us, that we're going to have to like record each and every one of them and make like a really long video of all of them together.
We're going to clone ourselves.
It'll be great.
And be everywhere at once.
Yeah, that's what we always do. It'll be a blast. But I'm curious to hear the whole thing. And I'm curious how much of an earworm it is and how much it gets stuck in our head. And we'll be, maybe that's one that we'll be whistling with ukulele after going to Florida.
Bring the ukulele to Disney World.
No, I don't want to ruin it.
I was a joke.
But I don't want to ruin it. Anyway, I'm sure it will get stuck in our heads and we'll figure it out and it'll be great.
Yeah.
But Katie, we're running out of time for tonight.
We're running out of time for tonight.
What should people do?
Go to dapsmagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens, because we're pretty darn fast.
We try to be.
We try to be. There's not that many of us. And we subscribe to Daps Magic mailing list so you don't miss any of the news. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our videos. We've got a ton going up. We shot more than a few, 49 of them to be precise, on Sunday at Disneyland, and we will be uploading those as we can get them edited and processes and all that fun stuff. And we even took some requests that we were able to make happen at Disneyland on Sunday as well. But that is all the time we have for you this week. So we'll see you around the corner. Bye.